Well, welcome to the Valley Hoops Insider podcast. I'm the host of the show, Harry Schroeder, editor of the site, valleyhoopsinsider.com. Glad you're with us today. And we have the privilege of spending some time with Valparaiso Beacon basketball player Sheldon Edwards. If that's a new word for you, the Beacons, that's because they have a brand new title for their team. And we welcome Sheldon Edwards into the program today. And Sheldon, first, thanks for taking time. I think you guys just finished practice. How was practice today?
It was very well. We made some good strides, getting ready for our first game on Saturday.
How is Beacon settling with the former Crusaders?
I was a little questionable about it, but over time it grew on me, so I'm okay with it now.
Sheldon, last year, part of the All Valley freshman team, 8 points a game, 8+. Talk about just your freshman year. How did you feel that thing went for you? How did you feel your first year went according to maybe your plans or thoughts?
It started good in terms of practice before we started playing, but then I started the first two games I didn't really play too well, and then my role kind of changed a little bit, and there was a lot of ups and downs, but I stayed the course and ended up improving over time, and resulted in me being first team all freshman.
All freshman team. I think you were maybe second on the team in steals, maybe led the team in 3-pointers. You had an outstanding freshman year, somehow landed on the Sports Center top 10 for one of those dunks. Talk about that dunk and talk about how fun that's got to be for a young guy to all of a sudden be on Sports Center.
I don't think people know, but that dunk was the same night of the Super Bowl. So I always keep in perspective that I was on Sports Center top 10 the night of the Super Bowl. But it was a good feeling. I don't think I've ever dunked on anybody in a game like that. I didn't expect him to jump in the first place, but it happens.
You guys had a little bit of an up and down year. You had some good moments. You guys knocked off Drake, but I think it might have been that it wasn't that game. It was a different game. You get 18 against Bradley, 11 of them, I think, in overtime. You guys win it in overtime. Are there just a couple of games like that are like kind of the highlights for last year for you?
For sure, yeah. Just those games I kind of like play free, have a free mind, and just be myself. Those are games you usually see me have like a high scoring game.
What's it take to get you into that frame of mind or to that mindset? Is it something the coach helps you with? Is it something that you have to think about ahead of time? Talk about that.
Definitely. I feel more comfortable knowing I have my coach behind my back and he just let me play my game. It's just in terms of like where and how I'm gonna get my shots. Sometimes over the summer, I feel like me and the coaches have grown like a close relationship, for where I could have like a longer leash, I guess, and like I can just be myself and have more opportunities to have games like those last year.
We talked about that dunk, and we talked about the big game you had against Bradley. And then you had 20 against Drake in a loss, and then the next night you guys knock them off. So they're a top 25 team. Again, some of the highlights of last season, something to build on for the Beacons for this season?
For sure. We expect nothing but wins this year. Like, no, we're too locked in, I feel like, to have any slip-ups in terms of like losing a game to a team we shouldn't lose to or anything like that. So I feel like it should be almost the complete opposite of last year.
I was reading in a bio about you. Steph Curry maybe is your favorite player, but you kind of model your game a little bit after some other guys. And two of them are guys I know, Jason Tatum and Brad Beal from here in St. Louis. Watched them play in high school. What about their games that you look at and say, okay, that's more of kind of what my game is?
Just growing up, playing around in the park with my guys, like that was kind of my game. When I see how people professionalize it and like use it to their strengths, I feel like I can do the same thing, because it's not like Jason Tatum is 6'9", but like Bradley Beal 6'5". He can. I feel like I can do some of it the way he can do it, and I don't feel like there should be a limit on what I can do. So I feel like if they can do it, I can do it too.
Brad Beal might have been the best high school basketball player I ever saw here in the St. Louis area. I mean, just amazing all throughout his high school career, and then played. You're from down in that Florida area. Then he played for the Gators. Is that one of the reasons you ended up liking Brad Beal?
I didn't really know too much about him until probably like 2014. So I didn't know about anything about like college or anything like that. But seeing his game is just a beauty to watch. And I felt like him, Steph, Jason Tatum, I fell in love with their game to watch.
And then you talked about free flowing. When you can get into a free flow of things, you have some dynamic abilities. I mean, there are times when you just flash out there. I saw you play a number of times last year, And there's just times when it's like, uh-oh, this guy's ready to take off and be one of those kind of players, one of those players that can really set the tone for the entire team.
Yeah, I get that from watching Steph a lot, because you can see there's times where he's just on the court and there's times where he just like turn it up a notch. I feel like I can be a kind of guy like that, where I can just get into that mode and hit a couple shots in a row, get some momentum, go on a run, and then blow out the game.
Tell me, how did you end up at Valparaiso? It's not very close to Florida. I mean, how did you end up in Valparaiso, Indiana?
I went to prep school after my senior year, and we had a tournament not too far from here. And Coach Loddick was telling me he came to see somebody that was on the other team that we were playing, and then I just like outplayed the whole team, I guess. And then it was like, you're gonna come the next day to see if I do it again, and then it was the same story. And then it happened a third day in a row, and then like a couple of days later, they got in contact with me.
And were you thinking? You certainly weren't thinking Northwest Indiana. I mean, that wasn't maybe on your radar necessarily.
No.
Were you hoping? Not hoping for somewhere else, but were there other places that you thought were more likely?
Not necessarily, because that was my first offer. So, I mean, I got the offer, I prayed about it, talked to my family. I feel like that was the best decision. I didn't feel like I needed to look elsewhere.
I have a note down here about Lewis Graham. That's, if I'm saying the last name right, that's your uncle and your coach. Am I correct about that? Talk about your relationship with him.
That's my guy. I mean, since I was a baby, I feel like he's been there for me. He's helped me grow into the man I am today. On and off the court, I feel like he's a big part of who I am. So very grateful and appreciative of who he is.
And he coached you at the prep school. Am I right about that?
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. It's amazing those mentor type people in our lives and what impact they have on us, like you said, on and off the court. Can you give us one Lewis Graham lesson that he gave to you?
You put in what you get out. There's no fluke. Every star in the league or in the pro, it's not a fluke. They put in the work to get where they are. So it's just not an overnight thing. It takes time, day by day. Just continue to put in the work.
You guys have gone through, Coach Loddick has brought in a couple of guys, 3 or 4 of them from the Big Ten. Talk about the changing, face or feel of the Valparaiso Beacons. Like how does it feel different this year as compared to the squad you had a year ago?
It just has a brand new feeling with the name change and the environment, the culture is just like a good feeling. I love what we have going on right now. It's just a good group of high IQ guys that know how to play the game and play off each other. It feels like perfect basketball. That's what it feels like.
Does it help a little bit that a guy like Trevor Anderson or Aaron Gordon, who was already there, but older guys that can kind of maybe help younger guys like yourself just understand some of the nuances? Talk about their role in your game.
For sure. I know Aaron, Trevor, Thomas, Kobe, all the older guys, they definitely do a good job of like helping me and the other guys, like giving us tips and like little schemes to do this and do that and just give us a little edge against the competitors in the game and stuff like that. So even I try to do what I can to help the younger guys, because I'm a little older than like the freshmen and other sophomores and stuff like that. So it's just a good relationship between us. We try to help each other out as much as we can.
Probably the most well-known Valparaiso player is Ben Cricky. He's been around a while and he's done some great things. What makes him tick? What makes Ben Cricky Ben Cricky? What I mean is, like, I can see him on the floor. I've watched him play a number of times, but what makes him who he is?
I don't even know how to explain it. He's just who he is. Like, he's a very simple guy. Like, he has his own schedule, his own like, he does what he does every day. Like, he puts in the work. There's no excuses. He gets in, gets out, puts in his work, handle his business, and then go by his day. Like, he's never doing too much or doing too little. He always brings what he brings.
Hard worker or just a guy that's a plotter? What I mean is, some guys, like you said, they have a schedule and they're going through that, but some guys also have that schedule because they're elite workout kind of guys.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a hard worker for sure.
And I expect, obviously people expect great things from him, great things from you. Tell us a little bit about some of the newcomers. Tell us what kind of game Trevor Anderson has.
A true point guard. defend, get you open for your shot, or get his own shot. He can really do it all. He really makes it easier for me on the court. I feel like he's definitely taught me some stuff about like angles and positioning and stuff like that. Get an advantage on the defender. Get a bucket, or really just having like a good open like communication, so I can talk to him about anything, or vice versa. So he definitely help on the court.
You talked about Kobe. He's been around, sat out a bit, and now he's back at it. Talk about his game.
He's a beast. He's a big guy. Mean mid-range pull-up. Like he just hit like 4 pull-ups today. But he's a very talented, strong guy. He can get to the rim. He can help with shots. Make the right pass. He never does too much. He's very calm and collected. He's never out of control. He knows what he brings to the table. He's very
So you're a communications guy. So I'm quizzing you here. I'm getting you ready for your next job. But talk about Joe Hedstrom. What is he bringing to the table?
Energy, man. He's a big, huge guy. Oh my goodness. I was telling Coach Lally a couple weeks ago, because we were scrimmaging, and I'll be like, bro, Joe is huge. Like he makes such a difference on the court. Like he blocks shots. He hedge hard on screens. Like it's hard to get around him. He talks loud, so you gonna understand him. You gonna communicate. He's gonna make he can make open shots. He's gonna finish layups, like everything. He makes hard screens. He does all the dirty work. You get on the floor for loose balls, all that type of stuff.
You love the guys that do the dirty work, don't you? I mean, not everybody wants to be the guy on the deck, are they? Yeah. And then Kithier is another guy that's come over. Talk about him.
Great guy on and off the court, man. Me and him are cool. I mean, like he probably taught me the most in terms of like on court stuff, or like little schemes and stuff like that, to get advantages and little loopholes, I guess. Just having a knowledge of the game, being in college for 4 years now, like him, EG, Trevor, all the older guys, they definitely, like I said earlier, they definitely do a good job of giving knowledge to the younger guys and helping us try not to make the same mistakes they made when they were in the younger days.
Connor Barrett had a really outstanding freshman season, then he went down with the injury. What do you see from him? Does he look all the way healthy? And boy, he can really shoot it.
Definitely, man. He's another one of those guys that does the dirty work. He's the offensive boards, knockdown from 3. Makes the right pass, never does too much. He's calm and collected, very tenacious defender. Really brings exactly what you need.
And then you've got a couple of freshmen. What about the young guys? Who's standing out to you amongst the freshmen that are showing up?
Well, Keandre Young probably hasn't missed a shot in practice for the last 3 weeks. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's because, oh my goodness, I can't even. I'm trying to think about everything. But man, he can get his. He never does too much. He long on defense, long and athletic. He makes the right cut, makes the right pass. He's smart. He can get his hands in the passing lanes. He never, he never does too much. He's very smart for his age. Man, when he puts it all together, he's going to be scary, I'm telling you. Darius, another freshman, another true point guard, makes the right pass, can make the open shot. He's picking up full court all year long, for sure. That's my guy. Preston, knocked down from 3, makes the right pass. But everybody have such a good group of guys. It's ridiculous. Everybody makes the right pass. Preston hit the open 3. He's good off the dribble. Man. Cameron, he's come a long way since the start of summer. He can get his own bucket. At first he was a little not necessarily shy, but he wasn't as aggressive. Now he's definitely coming into himself and becoming a weapon for us, and feel like we can lean on him a little bit, coming off the bench and being a point guard for us.
You are a fun follow on Twitter. And the other day, Ja Morant, who's been off to a great start, and he had a great game the other night, but they lost, and he posted something like failure builds character. Here he had just this amazing game, but they lost, and he posts failure builds character. And you retweeted that, you posted that, something like that. There's things to learn from those guys that are achieving at high levels, isn't there?
Yes, sir. Ja Morant's another guy. I feel like I'm kind of like him, athletic, just 3-ball well, kind of skinny, but can make the right pass, defend. I feel like we kind of have the same mindset. I feel like if I was in that same situation, I would say the same exact thing. So I'm curious to see how he bounced back. I feel like he's going to come back. I have no worries.
He's an amazing player. So on Twitter, like I said, you're active on Twitter. Follow you there. See a lot of your posts. With the new age of players being able to make some money as college basketball players, is that affecting any of the Valparaiso Beacons right now? Any of you guys signing deals with people locally or nationally, or how's that going for you or for others?
I haven't so far. I don't really know too much about anybody else, but I feel like as the season goes on, I feel like we'll probably get some opportunities to get some money in our pockets for ourselves.
Yeah, I reached out to one guy because he said he was a barstool athlete or a barstool basketball player, and I don't know exactly what that means for those guys either. But yeah, I hope you guys are able to make a buck or two as the season wears on.
Yes,
It sounds like to me, Sheldon Edwards, that you are confident in the way that your team looks right now. I know it's just late October; we haven't played any games yet, but you feel good about the makeup of this team.
100%. I feel like we don't see anybody. We can beat anybody on any given night. We're gonna take care of business. I feel like I know the little rankings came out a couple weeks ago, and we were, I think, 7th or 6th or something like that, and we couldn't do nothing but shake our heads. But I'm not gonna say too much. We'll handle business.
Smart man. We'll handle business. I like that. And part of that is the influx of new talent, isn't it? As well as guys like yourself and Connor maturing.
For sure. I think coach did a great job of bringing in these group of guys, helping us create a bond on and off the court. I feel like we have a really good connection and relationship with every one of the guys. I have no problem with any of the guys. I feel like we complement each other so well. Like I was telling Ben probably like a week ago, like it was a play happened in practice, and I was thinking like I've never played with a team that's like so like in sync. Like everything is connected and we're like together. And everything that goes on the court, and it just feels like perfect basketball, like I said earlier.
Before I let you go, what makes Matt Loddick a guy that players want to play for? Like, talk about his qualities.
He's a guy that cares about you off the court as much as he cares about you on the court. Like he cares about you as a man and not just a basketball player. So anything goes on off the court, I feel like I can go to him, and it makes us have a stronger connection on the court because I know like he has my back and I have his. So that's my guy, man. I appreciate him for everything. He's just a guy you want to be around for sure. Good energy. He's funny. Good guy. Very good guy.
Does it matter to players, like when he's recruiting, does it matter to players that he was like a real decent basketball player at a Power 5 school? Is that part of the recruiting like thing that people go, okay, he knows what it's like?
Probably, for sure. I didn't really know too much about it until I got here, but I'm pretty sure like a guy would want to go to a coach's program that's paid before, especially at a high level like Stanford. So definitely gives him a little edge a little bit to get some good recruits coming.
You guys were picked, as you were saying, 6th or 7th in the Missouri Valley Conference. The conference is going to be loaded this year. A lot of those teams have everybody back from last year. I think it's going to be the dogfight of all dogfights this year in the Missouri Valley Conference. You agree?
I definitely agree, for sure. Got some great teams. I know Drake got everybody back, I'm pretty sure. Loyola, I've seen some tweet the other day saying they beat Wisconsin by like 15, 16. Let's look at a little scrimmage. We got Missouri State coming back, plus one of our guys from last year. Indiana State looking good. Who am I thinking of? UNI coming back with what's his name? AJ Green. It's gonna be real fun for sure. I'm excited.
You're giving us a scouting report. This is so good. I appreciate this. I'm learning so much. Last year, first time through the league, is there a place you like to play the most in the Valley that isn't there at Valpo?
I haven't been everywhere yet. I haven't been to Bradley. I haven't been to Drake.
Oh, I guess that's right. Last year's schedule was weird.
Yeah, but in terms of just the places I've been to, I like UNI. I like their arena. The arena was nice. They had a good crowd. And Evansville too, for sure.
I hear the UNI place from a lot of different guys. I don't know if it's sightlines or if it's the fans. I don't know what it is. Can you label it in some way that why you like it there?
The stands. I like the way the stands look. It looks like an NBA arena. It's pretty big. Same thing with Evansville. Just a good environment. When the stands get filled with crowds, you can just tell it's one of those games you just got to get up for sure.
Final thought, you said that you and Coach Loddick talked in the offseason about maybe having a little bit of a longer leash. Is that because maybe you're a little bit more of a free-flowing guy? Obviously, you know how to play within the system and the things he wants you to do. But there's an expressiveness about your game that maybe he needs to be aware of and give a little room to.
Yeah, I feel like he's seen it. So there's been times where I understand not to go too far, but I understand at the same time, like, I'm going to be who I am, and he understands who I am. So it's a good connection. We read each other. We know how far I can go and whatnot. So it's going to be real fun. It's going to be a great year.
So, final thought: what is Aaron Gordon going to do when he finally does graduate? He's like on the 10-year plan here, but what I have such respect for him. What's going to turn out for Aaron Gordon down the line?
I don't know. I think he has a couple of different ideas. I don't know for sure what he's going to choose or what the options are, but I know it's not just one thing he wants to do. I'm pretty sure a couple of different things he wants to go out and do. Pretty sure professional ball is an option. I know he's into vlogging and stuff like that, and doing video podcasts and stuff like that. So we'll see. I mean, he's not really easy to read, so we'll see.
He is a deep guy. I mean, he's multifaceted. So I really appreciate him. That's Sheldon Edwards of the Valparaiso Beacons. Appreciate your time this afternoon. Appreciate getting to know a little bit about your team and a little bit about you. Wish you all the best this coming season.
Thank you.
That's Sheldon Edwards of the Valparaiso Beacons. I'm Harry Schroeder. You've been watching the Valley Hoops Insider podcast here, part of ValleyHoopsInsider.com. Remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.